Bladed Articles.
Hello and welcome back to Bladed Articles. Today for you guys I have got one of these, and to be more precise, this is from Tactile Knife Company, proudly designed, machined and assembled in Texas. So that is awesome straight off the bat. You also receive in the package one of these, just a small envelope with their seal on. We didn't want to break the seal, so we went across the top and opened it that way. We will get to that part in just a second. So, just a brief overview of the box. You've already seen it anyway. It's just pretty basic, very simple design and very elegant, I think. So, you just slide out the inner box as so. And here we have a very unique box material, I would say. This is made from Richlight micarta, and it has been all hand finished by Tactile Knife Company. I think it is an absolutely lovely touch in terms of boxes, well, in terms of how far boxes go. So once we open it up, you have the knife, and they have completely milled out the inside, obviously for the knife there, with a few magnets on there so you can snap it into place. However, they have stopped doing these, or they are going to stop doing these boxes with their knives now, the Rockwall. They are moving over to laser cut foam for them now. So if you've got one of these, I would imagine you're a little bit special, because not many companies have such a uniquely designed case for their knife like this, which is absolutely awesome. And the amount of detail these guys have put into every aspect of this little package that you get is absolutely superb, especially now I can understand the cost. So onto the cost, which is coming in at 299 USD, which equates at the time of recording to £215.53. I traded one of my knives for this, so it didn't cost me a penny. We were both happy with the new knife we were receiving, and I was super stoked to get this one. And just a note on here, once you do have the knife in here, and you do, when you do get it, mine is a little bit wobbly. Now, I think I found the cause of that. It does seem to be, it's easily solvable. The box itself is absolutely fine. It's this little cheeky insert here. It just seems to be just a little bit too thick, because if we put that back in there and we put this the right way around, perfect, absolutely perfect, no wobble at all, fits snug as a bug. However, because it doesn't have that in, it does rattle around. I mean, not many people are going to carry this. This is well, I didn't carry this around, but it's just one of those nice touches that the company has put into detailing, obviously, in their package of their first knife. So moving on to the actual knife itself, and we can move all of this, sort of juggling. Here we go. Right, there we go. Here is the Tactile Knife Company Rockwall. So this is their first knife that they have produced, and it is made entirely in-house over in Texas. And when I say made entirely, I mean literally everything, as far as I am aware, even down to the hardware. These screws were even milled out on their lathes in their workshop, and even the grooves were added in as well on them. It's just real nice touches, like very minute details, but it just makes it worth that money, in my opinion anyway. So moving on to this quickly, you have got here the certificate of authenticity, and I've just kept this in the bag just because I don't need to take it out. This is obviously the Rockwall in titanium XHP with the HRC of 61, and those are all the absolute badass people who have made this knife. Absolutely awesome stuff, guys. And this is number 384 as far as I'm aware. So onto the actual knife itself. So we will start off with the scales, when I can get this back in there. There we go. So the scales are coming in at titanium, and they are grooved slash milled or milled grooving, I guess you could call it. Real finite detail, and it is absolutely spot on the entire way on both the show side and on the rear as well there. And it goes in the same way with the groove. So this one comes a little bit towards this side as it goes down, and then this side comes a little bit towards this side as it goes down. So it's really nicely well done. The back spacer, however, is stainless steel. Not sure why, but obviously they decided to go that route. I mean, it doesn't affect the performance at all, just that little bit of steel in there, I guess. Same with the pocket clip as well, that is also stainless steel. I did have to bend mine out just a little bit to get it over my jeans, and it does sit like so. However, it is a deep pocket carry clip, which is really nice to see. Also is stainless steel is this lock insert here, or this lock bar insert. It does screw in, you can just about see the screw there, and it has got some nice jimping on the actual lock bar just to pull it over so we can close the knife. And it is nice and light, and that's what they were going for. They were going for easy open action, or easy opening on the lock bar anyway, to obviously get that down. And right, let's get on to point number 2, which is the carry style. You have already seen that, which is the pocket clip there. There isn't unfortunately a lanyard hole, however I have put a little bit up there and it does work just about. So it sits in my caddy like so, and I just pop it out. Easy days. I mean, it might be a killer for some people, however for me it has not been an issue at all. You also get some jimping up the top here, right on the spine of the knife, and it is fairly long jimping, and it is fairly decent. It actually works. It really does. And the ergos and grip on here are actually pretty darn sweet. The grooving effect is, like I said, it is really finite detail, so it does have added grip. However, when you do get sweaty hands, or you do get oily hands like I do, unfortunately it does slip on the downward position sometimes when you're trying to grip it a little bit like that. But it's not too bad in the hands at all, and it just feels very gentlemanly, I must say. A gentlemanly carry, in my opinion. It might not be in everybody else's opinion, however it's just super light to open. It almost feels assisted, but it's not. It's just running on bearings in there, and they are not, I repeat, they are not caged bearings. So if you take this apart, please put it in a mat or something where you can actually catch stuff that falls out, because they will fall out, I can guarantee you. You pull it out, they run on little tracks, so once you get this out and these screws, pull that up, they will fall out, because there's a little track on the blade itself that sits in, and then there's almost a recessed area where this pivot sits as well, and all the bearings sitting there. And yeah, I mean, it works extremely well. However, just listen, hopefully you can hear that. It almost feels like a rubbing / grinding, however it's not. It is just purely those bearings in there working their magic. It has not been a problem for me. I took this apart, found out they were loose bearings, and obviously they went everywhere. Luckily I was using this mat, so had to gather them all up and put them back in. But please do bear that in mind if you wish to take this one apart. I am going to do a teardown on this at some point, so stay tuned for that if you fancy having a peeky poos. So on to the blade itself now, and this is a new one for me. This is coming in at, where are we, XHP steel. So I have never used XHP steel before, however it has been absolutely superb using this so far. It came screaming sharp out of the box. The guy that I traded my knife with, I don't think he ever even used it. I think it just sat in his drawer and he never used it. He probably flipped it a few times. But yeah, this one came to me absolutely screaming sharp, and I haven't sharpened it at all. I used it, obviously used it and abused it for an entire week straight. However, I have used it on the odd occasion before this week because I received it a little while ago. So it has had more than its week of use and abuse. So we have had cardboard this week, we have had tape, packaging, heck, you know how we roll on this channel. We like dissing it with cardboard. There's been so much going through that. We've had some rope, we've had some paracord, we've had food, we've had carpet and foam this week. We've had some sheathing and also some small gauge cable as well going through this, and it has taken it like a champ. There has been no rolling on the edge whatsoever, and I've got a good feeling that this is going to be still shaving sharp on there. So I will go on to the next point, which is the centering and the lock. So the lock mechanism is obviously that lock insert there, which just folds up onto the back of the blade, so that keeps that in place. So this is not UK legal carry. Please don't, unless you are using it for your job or a very valid reason. So that is made out of stainless steel, like I said, just for the wear on the blade there. I haven't owned blade long enough to see whether that's true. Stainless as in steel on steel, it probably is true. However, I can't really comment on that. But also I did notice once that hits that detent, when it is in the closed position, it does seem to have a little bounce to it. So if you look at the lock insert there, when I just push it down, it does just bump up a little bit. And to me, that feels like the hole is just a little bit too big in that detent on the blade. I'm not quite sure on that fact, but that seems the route that I would take. But also, let me open it up. Here we go. If you look all the way down there, there is a nice little groove cut out in it, and I'm pretty darn sure that is why that groove is in there, just because there has been this little bit of play so you don't hit the edge on the way down or when you accidentally push it down like this. And I have been doing that a lot. I don't know if I should be, but it's kind of fidgety action. It's a very fidgety knife, I must say. It's super light to open and super easy to close. Just fondle it. That's what you do. You get a new knife, you just fondle it. You work out its shit places, its good places, all of that stuff. But yeah, that's what I got from my fondling expertise. On to the length. So actually no, just have a quick look at the centering. Right, we'll see if we can get some. There we go, that looks good. So I call that smack dab, maybe a smidging to the left if you ask me. However, I did take this apart, so that was probably my fault, not theirs. So yes, onto the length now, and we will just have a peeky look at the cutting edge, and that is coming in at 7.2. I'd go for 7.2 centimeters with an overall length of 17.8. I'm going to go for 17.8 centimeters, and then a closed formation of just over 10, so 10.1, 10.2 centimeters. And the logos, you only get the tactile imprinted on both sides of the blade. There we go. And nothing else anywhere else on there in terms of logo wise. However, it does stand out very nice, especially when you close it. It has been obviously designed so that it is on show, which is very tasty, I must say. Cool. So I have forgot my tools. I've forgot all of my tools. They are all at work. When I took this apart, this was a T8. They were all T8 hardware. I can guarantee you that this one, the pivot, is going to be a T8. And these two at the back are going to be a T8, and also that pivot there is going to be a T8. Apologies I can't show you. I've got an entire garage around me and I have not got a single T8 in it. I've looked high and low, but shit happens, I suppose. So I do apologise, but it is definitely a T8. So onto the hair pop now, and we will just see if this is as scary sharp as when I first got it. I can already hear the hair pop going. Look at that. Scary, scary sharp, still shaving sharp. I could shave a beard if I had one, but I don't. So unfortunately, I can't. Arm hair is going to have to do for us here on this channel at this minute in time. So this is still scary shaving sharp on that XHP still. Absolutely lovely, because it has had over a week on there, but honestly, I'm in love with it. I'm gonna have a look for some more XHP still, because I haven't sharpened it yet. Actually, that's the other thing. I say I'm in love with it, but when it comes to sharpening it, I'm probably gonna absolutely fucking hate it. But we will see when we get to that point in time. So just a quick size comparison. When we get all of them out, well, what have we got today? We have got Yojimbo 2. We have got the Spitz, and then also one that I think almost tallies up with this in terms of titanium, pretty similar scale length, and also blade edge length, which is the MBK. So obviously when the Who Knows V1 is here, I think that one, obviously the Rockwall, the MBK, they're all going to be really quite similar. However, the V1 will be double detent, so it will be UK legal, which is awesome. But it just gives you a size comparison. Sorry, I didn't line that up quite well, and that's as well as I can possibly get in terms of the scales lined up. So hopefully these are pretty much almost, they're very close. Obviously the Jimbo has it is a slightly longer knife anyway in terms of the scales as well, but hopefully you have or know someone with one of these, and you can kind of get a rough idea of at least the size in the hands. So it is a gentlemanly carry, I feel, and I've got small girly hands, and it fits in there really well. It's just a little bit, it might be a little bit too small for some people. Maybe yeah, I'm all right with it, but I reckon somebody with bigger hands, chunkier Cumberlands maybe, it might just pop over with that pinky. But if you want to take a punt, I probably would, but bear in mind they are like 200 quid, so if you've got that cash, go for it. But I myself, I'd like to have a little look at things in depth anyway. But there we have it. That is the Rockwall, and it has been fantastically made, in my personal opinion, all in-house by the champs over at Tactile. I keep saying Tactical. Tactile Knife Company. So well done, lads. Really love the work that you have done. If you want to see any more of their blades, head on over to their website. I'm pretty sure they've got another one out. I've just been dealing with this one. Obviously I'm not sponsored by them in any way. They've just been super helpful in just explaining a few things over Instagram, and we were just having a little chat. So there we go. That is Rockwall. Thank you very much for staying with me. On a side note as well, I am going to be slowing down the videos in terms of, I may do one every 2 weeks now instead of one every week. Just life is getting real busy at this minute, and it will probably be a knife review and then a teardown review on that same knife. But it may be spread out over 2 weeks, possibly over 4 weeks on those 2 videos. So please do bear with me. I'm not letting Bladed Articles go right now. I am still chiming in. However, you just got to bear with me if you can all do that. But thank you very much. I really appreciate all the support you've given me so far, especially all you guys with the Believer coin at this minute in time that you've pre-ordered. They are on track, they are on schedule, and they will be with us very shortly. So you will get them out in the post, and happy days to everybody. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay happy, stay shaving sharp.